Greetings and welcome to Newzim TV. I am Makanaka Masenya. My story is making the headlines. Fuel prices up again. Vice President Chiwenga taken to China as his health deteriorates. In the courts, RBZ distances itself from RTGS. And in sports, Zimbabwe names Chan squad. News in detail. Zimbabwe's government is planning to set up a high-profile meeting between President Emmerson Mnangagwa and US leader Donald Trump as part of its re-engagement efforts since the new ZANU-PF leader took over almost 2 years ago. Foreign Affairs Minister Sibusiso Moyo told a parliamentary portfolio committee Monday that he was also initially looking at meeting US Secretary in State Mike Pompeo to lay the groundwork for the two leaders' meeting. Moyo said Zimbabwe under Mnangagwa has done all it can to return the country to the community of nations, including meeting various British ministers. He added relations between Zimbabwe and the United Kingdom have returned to near normal, with Mnangagwa now pursuing a process of rejoining the Commonwealth.
With the US, it has been a process. We have to engage going up. They must be convinced. I've met with all different assistants, Secretary of State and everybody else. And the President also done so. And in fact, I'm expecting that this year I'm going to be meeting my counterpart, Secretary Pompeo, in that regard. And not only that, but we are also working towards a point when the President should be able to meet with the President of the US.
The United States government has maintained sanctions against Zimbabwe imposed on the Southern African country over rights abuses in 2003. The Western power maintains Zimbabwe has not done enough to deserve the lifting of sanctions. The Zimbabwe Energy Regulatory Authority Monday announced the new prices of fuel, a move that suggests government is moving towards Finance Minister Mthunenqube's wish to have it in line with the interbank value of $1. According to Zimbabwe Energy Regulatory Authority, an announcement early Monday, the new price of petrol is now $7.47 from $6.10, and diesel is now $7.19, up from $5.84. It is the second increase inside 2 weeks. Most service stations immediately adjusted their prices upwards in line with the announcement. Shortages of fuel and queues are order of the day despite the increases in prices. Ailing Vice President Constantino Chiwenga has been airlifted to China as his condition continues to deteriorate despite assurances from government that he is on the mend. In a statement Monday, presidential spokesperson George Charamba said the move to take Chiwenga to China was part of the process of getting the former Commander Defense Forces back to full fitness. Chiwenga last year suggested he had been poisoned during the coup that forced then-President Robert Mugabe out of power in November 2017. The vice president has been in and out of hospital, shuttling between Zimbabwe, South Africa, India and China since October last year. At some point, Charamba claimed the vice president was also being treated for wounds sustained during the 1970s war that brought majority rule. Harare City Council says it now needs 11 chemicals to treat water because of heavy pollution at Lake Chivero, blamed on residents and corporate in and around the capital. Council Corporate Communications Manager Michael Chideme told NewZimbabwe.com that water purification had become the biggest cost center for Harare. Harare City Council has requested central government to declare its water situation a state of disaster in what Chideme said would help marshal resources towards construction of new water sources. Recently, the municipality introduced water rationing as some of its water sources have dried up. The city has already decommissioned Prince Edward Waterworks. in the courts. The Reserve Bank of Zimbabwe has distanced itself from the decision to designate the local currency into sole legal tender in the case in which an opposition MP is challenging the legality of the move. Lawyers representing the Reserve Bank cited jurisdiction issues and also told High Court Judge Justice Alphas Chitakunye that the case was before the wrong court, given the applicant Warren Park MP Shakespeare Hamauswa was raising constitutional issues. Justice Chitakunye said he will make a ruling in the next 2 days. In business, Econet Wireless has warned that it will soon implement new measures if Power Utility Zimbabwe Electricity Supply Authority fails to guarantee uninterrupted power supply. The announcement comes 2 days after there was complete shutdown of the giant telecoms internet, which left subscribers and businesses stranded. The shutdown, which lasted over half a day on Saturday, was attributed to load shedding. The mobile operator said the impact of load shedding is so huge that it's overriding their efficiency. Econet also said the expenses now being incurred will drive them out of business.
Many people have been asking me how did I manage it, because they could see that everything was there, everything was just happening, things were being paid. So I've told people that it was through Diaspora Funeral Cash Plan. So I would advise everyone to join this Diaspora Funeral Cash Plan. Their policy is good because it took all the weight off my shoulders.
We end with sports. Veteran coach Sandy Chidzambwe is set to continue in his role as Warriors coach despite presiding over a dismal African Cup of Nations campaign after being tasked to lead the nation in the qualifiers for next year's edition of 2020 African Nations Champions to be held in Cameroon. The African Nations Championship is a competition reserved for players who are playing football on the continent in different leagues. Chidzambwe on Monday announced a 32-man squad for the first of the two-legged tie against Indian Ocean Island Minnows, Mauritius, away in Port Louis on Sunday. Goalkeepers are Donovan Bernard, Ariel Sibanda, Talbot Shumba, and Nelson Chajga. Defenders are Lawrence Mhlanga, Patson Jaure, Ian Nekati, Takudzwa Chiwenga, Byron Madzokere, Xolani Ndlovu, Kada Amini, Frank Mukarati, and Donald Zingai. Midfielders are Ralph Kaondera, Kudzai Chigwida, Kelvin Madzongwe, Ngobizita Masuku, Innocent Mucheneka, Richard Hachiro, Donald Teguru, Neva Tigere, Blessing Sarupinda, Leroy Mavunga, Phileas Bamusi, Ian Nyoni, Malvin Gaki, Nigel Makumbe, and Ronald Chitio. Strikers are Clive Augusto, Evans Katema, Prince Dube, and Aubrey Chirinda. Reporting for newszimbabwe.com, I am Makanaka Masenyama. For this and more stories, visit our website www.newszimbabwe.com and visit our YouTube channel, which is Newzim TV.